Some of the following audio used in this... Yeah, you know what, I've already said this enough.
3 large screens above the stage turned on, showing nothing but white static. A distorted note from an electric guitar played as it turned into a dark, venomous green. The static then faded out to reveal the band logo, causing the whole room to explode with screams and cheers from the audience. The 6 ponies backstage were also cheering in their seats. The audience started chanting the band's name.
Time to rock,
Shredder said, as he and the rest of the band were raised on stage without the audience knowing. Thrash reached from under the curtain and grabbed the program next to the seat and pulled it into his booth.
Mares and Stallions of Canterlot,
said an unknown male voice on the speakers.
Direct from Philadelphia, kicking off their tour for the new album Poison Ponies, we give you Black Flag!
The audience went wild as the beam of a spotlight fell on Shredder, playing an opening riff. Mare screamed with delight. Applebloom jumped from her seat and started doing the same. The pinkish red spotlight revealed Whiplash behind him as she strummed her double-neck electric guitar. Rush was then revealed, followed by Slide on his piano. Rarity jumped and screamed so loud when he came into her eyesight. Snap was then revealed, lightly tapping on the cymbals on his drum set. Back on the balcony, the 2 teenage mares were going wild in their seats when they noticed a figure next to them. They were surprised to see Thrash, finishing his signature on the program and throwing it on one mare's lap.
enjoy the show,
He said as he dashed to the end of the balcony and leapt off, letting the zipline break his fall. The lights then started flashing to the rhythm as the song started to build up. He swiftly flew forward, detached the line from his belt, and slid as he landed on the stage. All the stage lights went on, and they started with their new song, Welcome to the Forest. Thrash's loud voice and incredible stage stunts made every pony in the audience scream with lust and enjoyment. As he ran and jumped around the stage, doing flips, jumps, and swings like a crazy, energetic rubber monkey. In the middle of the song, Shredder glided to the center of the stage next to his friend to perform his guitar solo, all while assisting Thrash with his stunt work. The song ended with Rush, Whiplash, and Snap using their unicorn magic to create an explosion of fireworks mixed with laser lights. The audience applauded them. Thrash then approached the microphone.
Canterlot! How's every pony doing out there?
The audience yelled with excitement. Whiplash jumped and waved to the citizens of her former home.
You all ready for a night you're never gonna forget?
The crowd wailed even louder.
In that case, here's a number off the new album. It's called Mare and the Moon.
The moment Thrash said the name of the song, the audience yelled even louder. One hour had passed, and Applebloom, Rarity, and Pinkie Pie were still as energetic as they were when the concert started. Rainbow Dash was having fun, and surprisingly impressed with the stunt work. Twilight and Fluttershy were too exhausted to cheer, and decided to sit and watch the show until their energy was replenished. Thrash and Whiplash just finished their duel to an oldie 9 lives. The audience loved the performance as it ended with a chord being held by Shredder. Thrash stepped back up to the microphone.
Give it up for the band, every pony!
He stepped off stage to take a break, while the band continued with an instrumental number entitled Bloody Horseshoes. Thrash approached the cart, wiped his sweaty head with a cold rag, and took a long drink of water. Twilight noticed he was there and tapped Applebloom.
He's here.
She whispered into the filly's ear. Applebloom was so excited, yet nervous at the same time. She had no idea what to say to him. Thrash chomped down a red apple, and then noticed the 6 backstage guests. he was really looking forward to meeting these particular ponies, so he took his seat next to them. Applebloom was absolutely speechless. Thrash, the lead singer of Blank Blank, was sitting next to her.
Oh, sweet Celestia, that takes a lot out of you when you're on the stage. Still, you gotta love the music these guys can dish out, am I right?
He said, attempting to make a conversation.
Oh, how rude of me. My friends call me Thrash. Are you enjoying the show?
He held out a hoof towards Applebloom. She kindly shook it and nodded her head.
I absolutely love your voice,
said Fluttershy from behind.
Hey, thank you very much. I like yours too. Ever thought of a career?
She blushed.
What is this song anyway?
Rainbow Dash asked.
A small number we made called Bloody Horseshoes. It gives the band some glory without me getting in the way. It was actually written by Shredder, Rush, and Slide.
Hey, so creative!
Rarity shouted dramatically as she eyeballed Slide. Thrash stared at the love-struck unicorn.
What's her deal?
You don't want to know,
said Twilight.
Ooh, this is awesome! Watch Snap!
The band came to an abrupt stop. Snap then used his unicorn magic to levitate 12 drumsticks in the air, each for a drum. He stuffed the 2 sticks he was already using in his belt, and sat there with his hooves crossed and a smile on his face as he watched the audience cheer. His sticks were playing a rapid-paced drum solo all on their own. He rose from his seat and walked to the front of the drum set to get a drink from a water bottle on the platform. No matter where he moved, the sticks kept playing. The band and the 6 ponies backstage watched him as he walked off the stage to a food cart. He grabbed an apple and chomped it down as he walked back to his seat behind the drum set. He sat down and watched his sticks drum on their own for about 15 more seconds. He then threw the apple core behind him, stopped his sticks in midair, took out his own, and hit a drum once. All the other levitating sticks flew into the crowd, where every pony fought for one. The band continued playing.
That was the greatest thing I've ever seen! How'd he do that?
Applebloom asked Thrash.
No idea.
Thrash said, as he stood up from his seat and shouted at the brown unicorn.
Hey, you're an animal, Snap!
Snap looked at Thrash and winked with a smile. Applebloom stood on her seat and shouted as well.
I love you, Shredder!
She yelled. Shredder responded with a smile as he continued playing. As Applebloom stood up, Thrash looked at her and noticed she didn't have a cutie mark. He was intrigued. The band ended their song and the audience cheered them on.
Time to wrap this up,
said Thrash as he ran back on stage. He tossed his towel behind his shoulder, and it landed on Fluttershy. She hugged it tight, like one of her woodland critter friends. Thrash walked back to the microphone.
All right! Now, we're gonna finish this night off with one more song, but before we play, I just want to say we love you all and we are honored to perform in front of Princess Celestia, who is kindly supporting our new tour.
The audience applauded for the princess on the balcony as she stood up to face her subjects.
I'd like to dedicate this finale to a special filly I just met backstage. Keep searching and enjoy the adventure until you found your mark.
The crowd exploded when Shredder walked up behind Thrash and spread out his wings to their full extent. He then began to ascend after he started his guitar riff for the song Sweet Colt of Mine. The moment Applebloom heard the opening riff, her eyes got wider and a large smile filled her face. Thrash grabbed Shredder's legs and he pulled him high above the stage. The rest of the band continued into their song, and after 15 seconds, Thrash let go of Shredder and fell 10 feet to the ground and softly landed with a somersault towards the microphone and started singing.
Can you believe it, Applebloom? This is your favorite song, for you!
Said an excited Pinkie Pie. Applebloom said nothing. She just stayed frozen with the same facial expression.
Hello, Earth to Applebloom!
Pinkie tapped her. but she made no response.
Don't spoil her moment, Pinkie. She looks just like me when I saw the Wonder Balls before.
Come on, let me hear those hooves, Canterlot! Come on!
Shouted Thrash, leading the audience to stomp to the rhythm of the song. Rush, Whiplash, and Snap used their unicorn magic to produce more fireworks and laser lights, which exploded in the air around Shredder. The three ponies looked at each other and nodded with smiles. Shredder was nearing his big solo.
Is it me, or are the special effects getting way too close to Shredder?
Twilight said with concern. Chuckled HoneyComb.
Just watch!
Whiplash, Snap, and Rush knew it was time to unleash the thunder. As the music began to build up, the three ponies zapped Shredder with their magic. Shredder illuminated like an angel, lighting up the whole room. His small black wings had formed into large white angel wings. The crowd exploded with screams and started jumping with amusement as they watched the Pegasus wail on his electric guitar like crazy.
You're Celestia!
Said an impressed Twilight.
A wing spell?
You bet your rumpet is.
Said the stage manager.
Twilight, didn't you use that same spell on me when we went to Cloudsdale?
Those look nothing like those colorful butterfly wings you had before.
Rainbow Dash shouted.
Well, they said they've been doing a lot of experimenting with magic during the tour.
HoneyComb said.
And the best part about this spell is it's not even over yet.
All six ponies looked back at Shredder. Shredder flapped his majestic wings in the middle of his solo, sending thousands of feathers into the audience. He started to descend as the spell reverted his wings to their original form.
A feather spell combined with a light wing spell.
HoneyComb continued.
The light magic makes the wings easily collapsible, thus making a quick tumult.
Combine spells like that?
Thought a rather intrigued Twilight.
I would never think of that.
Shredder flew down next to Thrash, where they started the mic to sing some backup vocals. Rush joined in, followed by Whiplash. Thrash sang the rest of the song, and Shredder ended the performance with an extended riff the moment he stopped. Rush, Whiplash, and Snap flooded the stage with fireworks using their magic, and stopped the moment Shredder's riff ended. Thrash ran up to the microphone.
Thank you, Canterlot! You are number one!
He shouted at the crowd.
We love you all. Thanks for coming.
The band set down their instruments and approached the front of the stage next to Thrash, who was in the middle. They all gave a bow.
Thank you, Canterlot. You've been a great crowd. Look out for the new album, get home safe, and good night.
The band exited on the opposite side of the stage.
That concert was awesome!
Shouted Applebloom.
This was definitely worth the trip.
Twilight said.
I can see that you all had fun tonight.
Said a familiar voice from behind. The ponies turned to see Princess Celestia standing there.
Thank you very much for giving us these passes.
Said Fluttershy.
Yes, thank you! Thanks to you, I got to meet my high school love.
Said Rarity.
I'm just happy you all had a great time.
The princess continued.
Now, when the crowd is left completely, they will be serving food in the banquet hall. If you want, you could stay and meet the band personally.
All the ponies gasped.
I must prepare!
Shrieked Rarity, who bolted towards the nearest restroom she could find.
I'll assume that's a yes.
Celestia said.
I'm gonna go check in with the folks back home.
Said Applebloom. Fluttershy followed her, not wanting to leave the filly unsupervised.
Twilight, not that there's a problem with this, but where's Applejack?
Kind of a long story.
In that case, Pinkie Pie, where's Applejack?
She didn't want to come because she wanted to work rather than going out to see some band she never heard of because she likes the genre of music they play, but Applebloom does, so she gave her pass to her.
She said rapidly.
Well, I guess not all ponies have the same interests. Still, it's a real shame that she couldn't come, especially after all that hard work she did clearing the fields from the big blizzard during the last winter wrap-up.
Celestia said, trotting towards the banquet hall. Pinkie Pie, Twilight, and Rainbow Dash followed.